Denisa, do you have any other question for Professor?
Yes. Professor, in terms of investing, how should investors nowadays deal with all this volatility of cryptocurrencies?
All right.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Denisa. There's a lot of people that need to have this information. In terms of the digital assets industry and cryptocurrencies in particular, we're dealing with a new industry. Volatility is there. We have around 19,000 coins right now. I believe that with the various corrections in the market, including the one that we're having right now, we will end up with 1,000 currencies or less, which is a very good thing for the digital assets industry. It's overall a healthy situation where we're living. In terms of specific investments by young people or other people that want to do this, I think that it's very important that people invest by having advice. I do not advise people to invest in the cryptocurrencies market just by doing it because they thought that this coin is nice, it looks nice, or people are saying that it is the case. I think that that's a wrong way of doing it. I think the right way of doing it is to get financial advice. There is a number of very serious financial advice firms, including ours, in the market. And they should get financial advice before they invest in this market. And if they do it with the right professional advice, I mean, chances are that they will do very well for themselves.
Okay, thank you. This brings me also another, question. What about security? Because people are concerned more and more about their security of their wallets, or what's their position? Oh my God, you put the money in the bank and you say, okay, my money is in the bank. But when it comes to the wallet, I see a lot of people out there going, oh my God, where is my money in reality?
All right, Gabrele. Well, that's a very good question, very large subject.
Issue,
but,
yeah.
I'd like to address first the issue of the banks. You said they put their money in the bank and they feel it's safe. Well, just look at the crisis of 2008, when a whole bunch of banks went bankrupt, banks, big ones, very large banks, and the list is in the internet. And then some governments, particularly in Europe, took half the money of the people having their savings to solve the problems of the bank. So no, I don't think that putting money in the bank is in any way of shape safe. That's my personal opinion. That has happened. It's all documented. I'm not inventing it.
No, I totally agree.
So now let's move into the crypto, cybersecurity, etc. First of all, a couple of things. In the actual blockchain ecosystem, say Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other main currencies, the actual security via cryptography and a whole bunch of other parts of security that we have in those ecosystems is virtually impossible to hack a blockchain, a serious blockchain. Now, if you have a little thing that you just built yesterday morning, I don't comment on that, but on the main ones, because you need basically to hack at least 51% of all the computers in that environment, at least 51%, and the cost and the time involved in that is huge. I mean, I don't think criminals can even do that. It hasn't happened, to the best of my knowledge, on the main blockchains. It may have happened in small ones, I don't know, but not on the main ones. So that is the first thing to understand. Monies that are, work within each blockchain ecosystem are quite safe. Then it comes the exchanges, and that's where the problem is, Gabriele, and you correctly mentioned it. Now, in terms of exchanges, there is a whole bunch of exchanges, right? Many. But if you take the main, perhaps 10 ones, and I'm not going to mention names because I'm not selling exchanges here, but if you take the main 10 ones, they're extremely robust. Their systems are very strong. Their cybersecurity is very good. Some of them have even insurance for their investors. So I don't think that there is a problem if you work with the main exchanges in the world. And that's my advice to people. Work with main exchanges. That's it. Don't fall for anything that says, oh, you know, we have this incredible exchange here and there. We're going to give you 10,000 return per day. Don't do that. It doesn't make any sense. But if you work with the main exchanges, cybersecurity is extremely robust. And I think that chances that there are problems there are minimum. They're not zero, that doesn't exist, but they're minimum, and people can feel quite safe. We have our investors in Carter Capital, we have our investors worked only through main exchanges. That's it. We don't work with small little exchanges that we don't even know. They're very well known and they're very, very strong. And when it comes to cybersecurity, they've done what they need to do.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Professor, Tola, do you have any other question that you want to?
Yeah, I have a question which is more practical. As soon as I'm all time with students in university, and I can see their enthusiasm and their willingness to use and to profit from the cryptocurrencies, crypto assets, and so on. So let's put ourselves in the shoes of a young person for some minutes. And what we suggest, okay, it's very necessary to have advices, to have professional help, but which are the advices, like the practical, basic advices that you will give to a young person who has a minimum budget, how to say, like $1,000, how to invest, how to diversify the portfolio, and how to be successful, because this is the main goal, to be successful in this market and to be like one of the persons who gets profit from their investments.
All right, so listen, again, I repeat, for everybody, including the small student investors or large investors, proper financial advice is essential. But if you want to go a little bit deeper into it, and what is proper financial advice, I would say that if you're going to invest in cryptocurrencies, you should focus on cryptocurrencies that have a very strong track record. There are a few. I mean, in my firm, we work with around 25 currencies. Those are the currencies. I'm not going to give names because obviously we're not selling cryptocurrencies here, but there are around 25 main currencies, and those currencies are mostly technical currencies. What do I mean by technical currencies? They're currencies that represent a specific solution for a problem in the world, some sort of problem, financial or other, because as Gabriele mentioned, blockchain technologies are applied to many other sectors, health, you know, real estate, etc., many other industries. But when you're looking at choosing cryptocurrencies, track record, and then strong technical background on that coin, and then the last one, which is essential, when people ignore it, is the teams, the actual managers of that currency. Do they have, how many years of experience do they have? Which financial institutions they work with in the past? What do they know, etc., etc. So those are some of the key elements that they have to consider into it. There was very recently, and I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but there was very recently, last month, a very huge financial issue with one of these companies that was very large, several $1 billion worth of assets from clients. This company was working on DeFi, decentralized finance. Well, it happened to be that this company was actually lending cryptocurrencies as part of their process. This company had no collaterals, zero. In other words, they were lending money, cryptocurrencies to other firms for them to use it, but there was no collateral on those loans. This is basic financials. So, and basic financial theory and basic financial practice. That will be my other comment for any investor in this field. Make sure that the technicals behind the company and the actual risk profile and the actual risk control measures that companies have are there, they're strong, they're robust. If they're not, and they're offering you a huge amount of return per year, don't even touch them.
All right, thank you very much. I have one last question, but you're free not to answer. But there are new coins that are coming out, or what do you think? There are going to be new coins or new projects I see all the time, the market is developing. Now you telling us, the coins are going to be reduced, but I also know there are, there is also a lot of interest in NFT. There is also a lot of interest in building new coins. What do you expect?
Now, what you're talking about is the new applications of blockchain and the new products, put it that way, derived from this, such as NFTs or the metaverse, etc. I was reading a report by McKinsey just a few days ago, talking about the development of the metaverse into many trillions of dollars going forward. This is McKinsey, one of the biggest companies in the world. Also, Deloitte came up with a very similar report around the same time. So yes, we will have many applications of blockchain technologies into new projects, new products. Again, some of them are incredibly interesting. Some of them are not. And again, it's because of the technicals behind. And also, one last point, which is an obvious point, but people often ignore it. Is there a market there for the new cryptocurrency or the new metaverse project or for the new NFT? I mean, you can create anything right now. We have a very large team of developers in our firm. We can actually produce anything we want to in terms of new NFTs or new metaverse projects, etc. I would say the following, very, very simple. Make sure that whatever is in the market right now as a new product has a market to be sold to. Do you have an ecosystem in the world? Is it solving a real problem? That's where the questioning begins. When we take a long time in Carter Capital before we invest in one specific cryptocurrency or a specific project, people should do the same thing. Take time, review, analyze, and only once you have all the parameters correct in your mind, then you can proceed and invest.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Professor Montero. We really appreciate you coming on board and explaining a little bit of where the market is going and how to use and how to approach this market. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to Professor Tola. Thank you, Denise. And well, we'll see you shortly.
Thanks to all of you for the time that you give me to explain. This is important that information flows to people, to investors. Thank you, Gabrele, Denisa, and Igli for this interview. And I hope that this will be useful to your audience. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.